Welcome to For Love and Play. I'm matchmaker comic Yael Meisels. With me is comedians Keenan Weaver and Louie B. For Love and Play, the show about dating like a goddamn adult. We're going to discuss who to spend your time with for love or for play. Let's do it, boys.
This show contains adult content for entertainment purposes. Listener discretion is advised.
Not a doctor.
All right, we're back with another one. Thank you for listening. It's For Love and Play. I'm Keenan Weaver, and I'm with my favorite people, the Queen. Yael, what's going on, girl?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm all right. And the Duke, Louie B.
Shalom, my people. Shalom.
All right, I'm excited for this one because we're going to talk about the season. It's fall now, and with fall, that means sports. That means Madden, that means NBA 2K, and it means cuffing season. Right, Yael?
Absolutely.
You play a lot of NBA 2K16?
That sounds like a tranquilizer. I don't even know what that is.
Tranquilizer. It is the most invigorating NBA sim on the market, and it is an amazing game. You really are missing out on life because you don't play it, and my girl has been nagging me because I have been neglecting her. So,
wow.
We're talking about all of that.
Gotcha.
I remember
that's what happens.
I remember NBA 96, number 99, the Astroguard.
Yeah, the Jordan that doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
But see, now, this one, Jordan is on the cover.
Oh.
And you can play like the Airness himself. Oh. With the Airness himself. So, Louie, you're a gamer. You play anything?
Well, technically, I'm not. I'm not a gamer. I don't have any consoles because I don't have the money nor the time to be playing such juvenile things.
Oh,
right.
No, okay.
I'm kidding.
Mr. Sophistication.
I'm kidding. I can't afford it. I'm broke.
These gaming systems, correct me if I'm wrong, I know not of above a Game Boy, all right?
What?
I am of no, yeah. I mean, I have not, I think I did the Wii a couple of times. Like, I don't know how people do yoga on this
Wii?
shit. Anyway, no, my question is, these gaming systems, like, that's how you'd have to have one to, like, play fantasy football and stuff like that, right?
No.
And the system is hundreds of dollars. Is that right? No?
Yes.
I feel like we can't even educate.
Oh.
I don't even know what I'm talking. I don't even know what this. I don't know what this shit is.
You sound like me when we start talking about the Kardashians.
Yeah.
That's exactly how you
Oh,
sound now. About
seriously? Oh, because I love
Well,
the
I mean, there's
Kardashians.
this new console coming out right now. It's called the
It's called the Kimye Season 2 coming out.
Kimye Season 2. Yeah.
Yael is going to be the first one in line.
Oh my gosh! Really? Where is it? Is it on Hulu or Netflix? We don't have TV. Oh no!
She's going to have all the consoles and the games.
Steve
No,
Madden.
no, I watched their show.
The first game is going to be Baby North 3. That's going to be the first game.
Hi, I'm Steve Madden, and you know when Kanye West talks, nothing but shit comes out.
New Slaves 2016.
Whoa.
That's another game.
Yeah.
Kanye and Kim are in my head my best friends. Okay.
What?
Yeah. Would you play the game where Lamar Odom, crackhead Lamar Odom, chases Khloe Kardashian through the park? Like that should be an app. I feel like we're giving them some great ideas.
Sound fun to me. Like I can't even imagine why that would be fun. Like even if you put it in my language, like Lamar Odom, or like Khloe chasing Lamar with like, I don't know, a big bag of money. I have no idea. Like, I get why it would be funny for a joke, but I don't see why it would be entertaining to be on my computer or my several $1,000 or $100 gaming system, and like, I don't even know why I would need to do that shit.
Here's why it's entertaining. Because it's a step away from reality. And reality is my girlfriend annoys the hell out of me. So this is something that doesn't annoy the hell out of me. And it costs a lot cheaper than a girlfriend does. That's my take.
Oh my God.
That's what I heard, especially now that, you know, like PlayStation, they got the PlayStation Network. Have you seen that oh, well, okay, side note. Have you seen that that show Powers
What, the 50 Cent show?
No. The superhero show.
No.
On PlayStation Network.
I have not.
It is fantabulous.
PlayStation Network. If you have a PlayStation, it's like a channel. You all can.
Have their own like production.
Oh my God, it's frightening. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's feminism, and then there's PlayStation Network leading the war against feminism.
Damn, Skippy. I mean, I actually on my podcast, the Crotch Shot Radio Show, I had a porn star Mercedes Carrera, and if you Google her, she's been going around the internet radio circuit talking about Gamergate, on how how these people have been reporting on games talking about how they're sexist when they're not really sexist.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can see that because there's not a lot of lead female characters in gaming. And I feel like
Tomb Raider.
But Lara Croft's, the new one coming out November 10th, that's going to be crazy. Yeah. What we want to talk about is the combination of video games coming out, sports, football is the heat of battle right now. We've been open for a month. The NBA is back in a couple of weeks. So, do women have a problem with men having fun without them? That's what I want to ask you, Yael, because that's what I see. I see they have a problem. They always have a problem. I get text messages. I would have no text messages all day. The minute I start to sit down to play a game, or the minute I turn on a football game, now the women want to text me. It's like a sixth sense. I don't understand.
All right. So let me put something into perspective for you. Mm-hmm. There's unfortunately this is a detailed answer. Why does this happen, right? Okay. Like, just using a comparison scenario here. When I was married with my ex-husband who lived in my fucking house, okay? Mm-hmm. I was concerned about everywhere he went. And I realized 3 relationships with men in other countries, never a problem. In my house, married to me, constantly concerned where you're going. I think it's a trust issue. I mean, and this is assuming that this person, though, is emotionally healthy and has their own thing going on. Otherwise, you could be dealing with the type of person that just wants to cling to all of your attention. But there should not be, if you're comfortable with each other and trust each other and value the longevity of the relationship, like this could be something that could be an area of compromise. But you might have to compromise in something too. Like maybe
I compromise in everything. I compromise in not sleeping with other women. That should be enough.
Yep.
Okay, you're out of your goddamn mind. Like,
I disagree.
Maybe if you're going to be cool with, like, Keenan is a man and men are men. Men do not like to talk on the phone. Most women, statistically, we do. We fucking do. We can gab on the phone for hours. Men can't take it. Yep. So maybe during this season, that on a day you're going to do something alone, have a 30-minute conversation with her over the telephone to compensate. Give in to that desire if she'll give in to this one. Because at the end of the day, you're really getting more out of it than she is.
Okay, can I jump in?
You're getting freedom. She's getting a phone call. Do you get me?
Go, Louie.
Yeah, I don't agree. Because you know what? 30 minutes is not enough for you chicks. Because the moment, even if you time it, like it's like, okay, 30 minutes is up. I gotta, the Detroit Tigers, but they're gonna go on. Like, oh, why you want to get off the phone with me and watch?
The Blues and the Reds are coming on.
Yeah, but
play the game.
It's you don't got time for me. I'm like, I would
say to piggyback that.
Yeah.
Your response, Al, is very logical. It would say, okay, I give you this and then I get this. That seems like a very simple exchange, but women aren't logical.
Yeah, I'm one of the.
And any man in a relationship, I would assume, is giving them phone time, and that phone time is all year, 365 days a year. You're always accessible via the phone. You take the calls. You respond to the text messages. Football, basketball, it's only a few months. It's only a couple of seasons, and it's only a few hours out of the week. So I would say that we are compromising a lot when we're in a relationship. Give me my few minutes.
I'm referring more to people that are like in a solidified relationship, possibly even a husband-wife situation, or where 2 parties live together. Like, not in the beginning stages. In the beginning stages, like, once you, like, you need to, see if, like, this is what this person needs, and, like, the obligation to that person is not so strong yet. I don't see why there would be a problem. But again, alas, gentlemen, unfortunately, I have found more than once that I simplify things and try to figure out a way that everyone lives harmoniously without argument, whereas some women do not. So I don't know how, I know that other women are not that easy to are not that flexible.
So the gist is get better. That's the gist.
In fact, if I could read this thing real quick, I found this on a forum on GameSpot.com called Gaming or Girlfriend.
Okay.
Right. Gaming has ruined enough of my relationships. My girlfriend dumped me back in the Counter-Strike days. Oh, what a bitch. Because I wouldn't pay attention to her between rounds. I didn't even know I was dumped till she walked out of the room and stopped playing, and I stopped playing hours later. After that, World of Warcraft came and almost ruined it again for me with another girl, but I cut back and decided getting laid was more important than getting better epic gear. Now I game barely at all. I miss it a lot, but my sex life has gotten a lot better because of it. Girls, better than gaming. There's only so much pleasure you could get from on-screen characters. And someone commented underneath, "You poor man."
I can tell you a very personal story that's like that. I broke up with my girlfriend. I was literally playing. I feel like this was Madden like 2005 or something like that.
Good game, good vintage.
And I'm playing, and she woke up. Right, I woke up before, and I just started playing Madden. Right, I'm thinking she's asleep, so there's not a problem. Let me just get some gaming in before she wakes up. But immediately when she woke up, she got dressed and left my apartment. And I didn't even really realize that she left the apartment until I got a text message, and then the text message was like, "I'm not happy. We're not working together. We're not working well together." And I went, okay. And then I continued playing the video game.
That is a proper response. It's like, you know what? Like, if you're going to make me, drag me to your fucking mall outings and I got to sit and hold your purse like I'm some goddamn simp, the most you could do is, let me enjoy some fucking Madden.
While you're asleep, though. My thing is, and I hate the women that want you to go to bed when she's ready to go to bed. Like, if she's ready to go to sleep, I'm a night owl. We're comics. We are vampires.
Yes.
We don't like the sun. So.
Well, I like the sun. I'm Puerto Rican, but
Well, that's why you're not really a good comic.
Fuck you.
So for Yael and I, right?
And now that I have a corporate, I have a proper day job that requires me and children to be up and a functioning human being in reasonable time, hours. Mm-hmm. Dude, it's like I have to be a person during the day and at night now.
Right.
I can't even be a vampire retiring in my lair. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Y'all know how to really stomp on a joke. It's okay. Let's move forward.
Dad.
I'm sorry I fact-checked.
You wanted raw emotion in the show, Keenan. This is it. This is, I would love to be in bed till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You don't even know. Okay, so cuffing season, by the way, has kicked off, where people are now going to make seasonal bad choices in conjunction with wasting time with video games.
Hey.
No, so this is actually, I just thought of this, and I think it's kind of interesting. So cuffing season, I think this is the biggest waste of time and one of the biggest piles of bullshit I've seen ever in my life. But if you are a gamer, I would never in my life date a gamer. I wouldn't date somebody who would even know. But for just it's money and no, please waste your time on my watch doing something the fuck else that involves making money and not spending it. Anyway, but
damn, people gotta unwind.
Right. As she talks about other people's lives that are making money. That is the same thing. But go ahead. Okay. We'll let that slide.
So I'm saying I think it's a waste of time, but there are other ways that there's shit I do that you probably think is a waste of time. So who cares? But if you are a gamer and also a cuffer, I never want to see you naked, but the idiots that do, you need to make sure there are so clear boundaries in that Pandora's box of problems. Try to make as many boundaries going in, these girls.
Why does it have to be boundaries? I feel like cuffing season is quote unquote.
Want a boyfriend, and why don't men believe me? And then when I say this to women, they talk shit. Oh yeah, I'm a feminist. I'm so strong. I don't need a man. Okay.
Mirror.
But you're sad all the these a girl needs to know at a certain point when you're cuffing, I suppose, like a chick needs to fucking know pretty much soon if like you're ever going to be a boyfriend-girlfriend situation. That conversation in this particular instance has to be had, in my opinion, sooner rather than later. Because this person might think
that's what cuffing season came to be. It's not necessarily about a boyfriend-girlfriend.
It's the fact that site, and bitches are getting engaged. Saying people don't play by the rules of these things. Solidify it. Don't assume the other one knows.
Right. I get that. Let's just define it for because cuffing season really is. It's for those that didn't find a serious relationship, that hasn't found a real person that they want to call boyfriend and girlfriend. But during these colder months, you're not on the prowl as often for new booty. So
I am.
Cuffing season is so that you have a comfortable person that you're okay with spending these cold months with and possibly going to these holiday parties. That's what the cuff is.
How stupid is this shit? Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah, you're doing your real estate, and the local brokers throw a holiday party, and you don't want to go alone. You don't have the guy, like that one guy that you know is kind of like, all right, y'all will work forever, but he can handle himself in a social setting.
So you are asking me a beautiful question, and I have an answer that you guys probably have never thought of before. If I am going to a party of some sort without a date, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I would try to find, the majority of the party, let's say this is a Christmas, Hanukkah party situation for a bunch of realtors, investors, whatever the shit. Excuse me. So what I would do in that equation is I would go through my list of dudes or my list of gals, my whatever it could be. Let's say I have a girlfriend who's a broker. I'll bring her. I have a friend who's a builder or a friend who's an investor or a friend who's an agent. I'll bring them as my guest as a networking opportunity for all of us. Like if it were, let's say, an invitation to a comedian's birthday party, I would, and I didn't have a date, I would ask if Keenan could go or Louie could go. If I didn't have a date, but I was invited to a comedian's birthday party, why would I not bring you in lieu of the date? Right? You know what I mean? You don't meet any of the people until you're a boyfriend.
That I like. You don't meet the people until...
No. Hell no.
Right.
So...
All right, Louie, what about you ever...
I wouldn't go to their thing either.
See, Louie, I think you would be the perfect cuffy.
Well, how's about we explain what a cuffy is?
I think you're the perfect person for a woman to dip their feet in the water, per se. Mm-hmm. See how you interact with meeting, quote unquote, family, meeting co-workers in those social party settings, spending time on those cold, snowy days that you don't want to go outside. Mm-hmm. And after 5 or 6 months of that, then you have them hooked. And that's how you turn yourself from a cuffy into a relationship.
Well, it seems how that's never happened.
Have you ever really fully participated in cuffing season?
No, because usually I'm the dude that fixes chicks that are not ready to date and get them ready to date somewhere else.
The next guy.
So I make chicks better.
That happens a lot with me also, by the way. Yeah. A lot.
I make chicks better for other dudes. Yeah. I'm the one, and then they're like, oh well, I think I get the not just the friend zone. I get the you could be godfathered.
Yael said that like 5 times on this podcast that you'd be a great godfather.
No, you know why? Because I'll be still single at 50. Because I'll have all this disposable income. They'll think, oh well, he's a good babysitter. My kid won't die with him, and probably he'll come back with like some new shoes and perhaps some new jeans because Uncle Louie would likes his kids to like look jiggy.
I keep telling y'all need to subscribe to showing your worst self first, and then letting that grow on other people. Like that's how it's just like that episode last week. I told you about the story. I'm the oldest of 5. and I messed up my first time babysitting so royally that my parents shipped in my cousin of the same age from South Carolina to babysit my younger siblings. Like, that's what you need to do with like, don't show that you would be a good godfather, because then they won't put you in that position. I let them know all I'm good for is about like a 10-minute conversation, 30 minutes of maybe sex, and a couple of text messages throughout the day. Like, that's what I'm good at.
Right. Wow. Be still my heart. Okay. I mean, gosh.
Heart.
Ooh.
Yep.
I don't want heart.
I am falling in love. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I'm showing exactly what I'm not the person to have your heart. I'm horrible with that.
That's hysterical.
So showing you. I'm not giving you poems.
I said your thing the other day to somebody. I was like, quote the great Keenan Weaver of For Love and Play, like, you are not getting girlfriend treatment until you are a girlfriend. End of discussion.
That is it.
Yeah, and that's something I need to learn, because I mean, it's twice happened to me. It's like my problem is I try to show, like, hey, look, I could be caring. I'm the perfect candidate. Oh, thank you. Now I feel comfortable dating someone else. Bitch.
Right.
Damn.
Right. So why show caring, right? You got to make me care. I'm not going to show you that I am caring.
Spoken like someone that all chicks want. I mean, it's like I'm the one I have to pay the fat guy tax, Yeah, I gotta jump. I'm the one that has to jump through all the hoops like Flipper before a chick wants to put in her part. And usually, they're like, oh,
that's the thing. That's the thing. So you jump through hoops, and that's putting on a show. So they just use you for the show.
Yeah.
Right.
No one.
Go ahead.
You don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to go through hoops. You choose to. There are certain hoops that I go through as well, like responding to good morning texts. I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. I have to.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He doesn't want to. Ladies, listen to this shit. He doesn't want to do that. He has to.
I have to. I haven't figured out a way to be good enough to just text message.
I give my vow to the women of New York City. I'm going to call him every goddamn morning, all right, to chat. Don't worry, ladies. Don't worry. I'll get him. I'll make him pay. I can chat with him.
If I could, I would just bring the beeper back. Like, that's what I don't want cell phone.
Oh, my God.
This is too much.
I'll call him, ladies, next week about skincare. I swear, I promise. That is a promise I make to the single women of this great city. No, it's funny, like, now that we've mentioned, like, cuffing and gaming and things, like, and it being cuffing season, there's a match that I'm working on currently between this girl I've been friends with for upward 20 years. And she's one of the most well-rounded, beautiful, stable, smart, sexy, stylish, got her shit all the hell the way together, decent paying job. I mean, she has her life is solid, I'm saying, okay? Like, she recently got out of a relationship with a guy that we have known since childhood, who was a gamer and a pot smoker, went to the army, and they had one of those long distance love situations. And then they got to, like, living under one roof together, realizing this is a pile of garbage. Like, oh shit, I have made like an emotional bond and fell in love with a legit useless man. And I realized something. This is what she found on her own, and I'm not saying this in a derogatory sense, and then tried to fix and didn't work. So take this same person who tries to date these guys that I can only imagine few of them, Keenan, really being fair, are high functioning individuals. Is that really true that these are high functioning people all the time that are gaming? Like, her boyfriend was a problem. I'm saying his gaming was an issue.
Okay, so I feel like there's two different types of well, there's multiple different types of gamers, but specifically let's deal with extremes. So there is an extreme case where there are gamers that are completely addicted and aren't really functioning. Mm-hmm. They maybe just can hold down a minimum job. Most of those are just like, they're in the tech industry anyway, or they just have some type of job where they get in, they clock out, and they go back to gaming, like the real addicted gamers. Okay. Then there's people like me who are hardcore. I'm a hardcore gamer. I'm not casual. I've been gaming since I was little, and I've owned. Huh?
Like, you're a loser though.
Am I what?
I said you're not a loser though. You're not
Right. Well, that's why I was giving my difference between the two. So that one person who is addicted is quote unquote a loser. I would have a better term for that. But I'm just saying they're not doing anything else but working enough to feed themselves and then game. Like that's it, right?
Wow.
I, on the other hand, have other ambitions than just gaming. So I am able to still really love games, still be a gamer and a hardcore gamer because I've been doing it for years. But I also know that if I want to move forward in my career in comedy, I got to go out and do some things. If I want to move forward in a relationship, I got to go out and spend time with her. It's all about the time that you use.
Yeah, I mean, if I could jump in, I just did some Googling about psychology and gaming. Dutch researchers suggest that not only do newer video games provide young people with compelling social, cognitive, and emotional experiences, they also can potentially boost mental health and well-being. So suck on that.
That's a big thing, like between me and my mom, because the perception of gaming was very different back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
And my mother, she used to hate, and still does to this day, she hates that I played video games. She hated it. It was always a problem. And I remember when I was like a sophomore in college and throughout, like she would see all my friends around me become fathers really at this very young age. And then she finally goes, well, I'm glad you played those video games so I'm not a grandmother right now.
Yeah, right.
Right. So
I mean, and also if I could, let me jump in. Duck Hunt actually helped me, become more patient, especially when I wanted to shoot the fuck out that dog for missing a duck.
Right.
There's definitely benefits, and there's studies that show it because of reaction, reflex are higher. There are ways that it can help, but that's not necessarily the thing. Mm-hmm. The thing for Yael's question though is there is a balance. Women deserve attention, whether it's from sports or whether it is from gaming, whatever you like to do as a guy, as your personal hobby, you should have. And women should have that. And that's my problem with the dynamic. My problem is that I will assume that the majority of men allow women to have their fun time.
Yeah.
I'm specifically saying...
they encourage it, like, God, get away from me, yeah. When your boyfriend doesn't let you have, like, time out, most men are like, God, like, please, God, find someone to go hang out with, like, so I don't have to go.
So
yeah.
The reverse, though, is if I'm able to give you your time with the girlfriends, your time to watch Love and Bebop, whatever it is.
Love and Bebop?
Then
Basketball, Diary Wives, I don't know.
Whatever it is. Then if we can give you that time,
the real
then why can't you give us the time? And specifically, if it is like about sport, like football is 1 day out of the week, yo. If I see your face for 7 days out of the week, why can't you give me 1 day?
Okay, so ladies that have ever dated or date Keenan, you are not going to see his face 7 days in a week. I'm just letting you know that now.
Oh, well, that's
continue, Keenan.
Like, why would you want to see someone 7 days straight?
I'm saying Keenan's not going to see you all 7 of those days unless you are, like, legally required to be in that house with him. But even then, this would be that guy that sneaks away to the garage. You swear up and down he's having an affair, and he's playing fantasy football with a bunch of nerds. Like, he's like nerding it out in a basement in Westchester, and you think he's hitting some beautiful woman.
There
was one girlfriend who always, like, she hated that I was playing a game, and in my head I was telling her I'm not out cheating.
Yeah.
Like, can you shut up? I am here. You can see me.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing anything else.
It's crazy.
And
if
also,
I stop this and then I go out, then you're going to be like, oh, you cheat. Like, that's what, like, yo, figure out one thing. But that's the point. The point is women don't like you to have fun with anything can be cheating. It doesn't have to be another woman. It can be anything that's taken away attention from me, in my eyes, is cheating. That's how women take it.
And also, fantasy football is now a multi-million-dollar industry. I think they could afford to, not be in the basements anymore.
No, the point is, basements, all of those things were created to get away from women. Like, that's why the basement is muggy, it's damp, there's always bugs. It's a female repellent. That's why I never want to get married unless I can afford a man cave. If I can only afford a 2-bedroom apartment, I won't be married. I need a house where I can get away.
but we all know that man cave
men want to be alone, but we don't want to be by ourselves.
Right.
But that man cave becomes the family room real quick.
Exactly.
Like if I trusted my spouse,
you got to be able to afford to run away from your wife.
If I trusted somebody, I thought about this many times because I so fucking value my alone time. You've never met, like, there's so few women who value being this, like, who value their alone time. Like, I do not want someone in my face 24/7. Like, if I trusted someone, like I said, I had 3 very meaningful relationships with amazing people that meant great deals to me, lived in other countries. I trusted them. There was just never that issue. Dude in my house, couldn't deal with it.
Do you think there's a dynamic with that? Because I'll say this, most of the women that I want to be in a relationship with live outside of the States. So do you find any correlation with the 3 great ones that you just named being hundreds of thousands of miles away?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Is it the distance, or is it that people outside of America are better daters?
Okay, I can give you the 2 reasons I feel like psychologically those relationships worked for me. They're not, I don't know if they're good or bad. I'm saying these are just 2 reasons that I have the self-awareness enough to say out loud, and they're true. Again, valuing my space and my privacy, all right? It created that bond where, like, I have a boyfriend, I'm getting emotional fulfillment, we talk on the phone loads, and I, like the one from Germany, I saw him like 2-3 times a month. You become comfortable in this because you're not, like, you actually do have a boyfriend, you have the physical gratification, it's just you don't have the, the daily companionship. So it actually makes it harder to gauge whether or not you ever could be married. Maybe, like, I felt a certain safety, like I literally kept them emotionally and physically at a distance. Like, I was okay with this for almost 2 years. Like, and then something changed. And, like, the next person I dated after that relationship, I actually shortly thereafter, I met someone in Holland. So again, but for him, I mean, we mostly dated in, like, there wasn't a lot of traveling back and forth. I spent a substantial amount in Holland. I wondered, like, if he would be in my face so much. But then again, when I got back to the States and didn't see him for a while, I started to, like, really miss him and realize, like, this was a person I probably could live with. And same thing with my, like, boyfriend in England. I met him, actually, it's kind of funny. I met them one after another. So I was devastated about my boyfriend from Holland when I met my ex-boyfriend in London. I was in Europe for a while. So, and he was engaged to somebody else, and we had become buddies, and then found each other months later on a dating website, and then we started dating back and forth. But again, I spent loads of time with him with, like, not a lot of space in between with the boyfriend from England. But again, that distance, I feel like there's something about, I feel, quote unquote, safer being loved from afar. And, like, I almost feel like I would be best suited with the person who travels and have no issue with it if I literally in my heart and soul trusted them. Like, not some, is that horrible to say? Like, I'd almost prefer to be married to somebody who travels for a living?
I mean, I feel like compatibility is a topic that we need to really go into, because that's part of compatibility. If the person's trait is the ability to disappear for a little bit, then that's good. And that's the person that is your match. Right.
I mean, like, I would want to go on vacation and shit together, but, like, I don't know that the traveling, especially for a purpose, to give both parties maybe the space they need to, like, miss one another. Like, it could be that these 3 relationships were more meaningful because there was always time and space to miss one another. It could be, but also, like, they were far more successful long distance. I'm saying in terms of quality of person, love and devotion and care of that individual. Like, these are 3 people. Take your pick of either 3, where Germany, should we marry, I'd be moving to the Deutschland, yeah. Holland, I'd be moving to Amsterdam for a temporary before we move to Israel. And London was, we're going to live here for the rest of our lives and we're going to work family business.
Right, and that's kind of like
Israel. I'm serious. None of them citizenship related. None of them citizenship related. Like, I would not live in America anymore. that was a compromise I threw on the table to all three people. Like, that was the understanding going in.
Yeah, but you are the American, so it's not like you're trying to get a green card.
Right, but I'm saying they had no interest in my citizenship status.
Okay.
Like, not at all. Like, we are not living in it. Actually, all three of them, yeah. The dude from Germany was the only one that was on the fence in the beginning. And then as he spent more time in America, he's like, nah, I'd rather be rich in Germany. Sorry.
I mean, that's good, because I would move and marry any girl that lives in a country where the cops don't have guns. That seems like a utopia for me. All right, so to bring it back to cuffing season, then how do we find that right match to cuff? Okay, so if you're a gamer type person, you're gonna want somebody a little bit more like me, that doesn't have my list of demands. That someone who values their own space, who's gonna naturally let you have yours. And in terms of cuffing, again, I think it's stupid and a waste of time. But I mean, you have to be specific of what you're trying to find. Okay, like we all crave intimacy. Okay, like being like, I get the desire to want to be loved. I think that if you're going to date this person seasonally, and also let's say you're going to spend majority of your time with this individual on the sexual movie, let's call a spade, hanging out and watching Netflix, my ass, you're banging. Like, if Netflix and chill.
Yeah, right. That's what it means. So if that's what you're going to do, let that person at least be aware of the fact that they're kind of like not your number one. Like, you're keeping your options open. You're not mutually exclusive. I don't think you should discuss your dates with one another, but I think that it should be really understood, like, by both parties, that you are not mutually exclusive, should that be the case. Like, there's just no shortage. I don't know why men don't believe me. Like, women, even in lesbian couples, I think it's a woman thing. Like, women are emotionally needy. And there are things that they will do and go along with you because of the fact they are emotionally needy, and they are holding on to a psychological hope that by complying with these demands, this is going to go somewhere. You need to make sure that you have a chick that is 1,000% on the same page with you, period. If you have to turn a girl down that's smoking sexy, who wants you to be her boyfriend, and you know that's not the case, then you're going to fucking turn it down and go find someone equally as hot that's cool with what you're trying to do. Stop trying to push your desire to not commit, and stop trying to reform people. Find someone you just fucking make sense with. Let people go. The greatness about Tinder, and then I'll shut up. The greatness about Tinder is it's actually helped society and women, thank God, move past ridiculous hold-on emotions. It's actually taken the sting out of losing someone. Like, be prepared to walk away from someone who isn't a fit for you. Don't try to make it work, especially in the beginning. In the beginning, it's supposed to work. You see what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yep.
I would applaud you right now if I was in a producer extraordinaire, but I'm not. So I completely agree. And those were very wise words, because I understand that I call it taking an L. Like, for some reason, people just don't want to take that L and realize that if you're forcing someone to change for your quote unquote agenda, you're missing out on time where you could be finding that person who does not require any change.
There is a broker. He's done this so many times. Fuck it. I don't even care. There is a broker in the city, young guy, like younger than me, 28 or something, that has the house for me like you would not believe. All right. And like, we've ran into each other in social settings. Never have I dated in any capacity, romantic or otherwise, this gentleman at all. Like, this guy has thrown on the table. It's so ridiculous. He will call me for something real estate related, and absolutely straight up, with no shame, try to throw the offer down of like being my like friends with benefits. Are you fucking kidding me? What? Like, dude.
Right, I wanna know, how do you propose FTB?
Like, this boy doesn't get. I mean,
what's the right way? What's the right way to get a friends with benefit?
Oh, geez.
Basically, just ask.
Out of me?
Yeah.
Oh, out of you.
Out of me. Oh my God.
Show her your $200,000 a year check.
So I'm saying I'm not like. I mean, I'm a very big believer in it's got to be. I hate the whole wasting of the time. I don't like. It's got to be headed in a direction somewhere at some point. Like there's got to be a reason why we're doing it at a certain point. Like I am not bored at all.
So you never have strictly play relationships?
Not really, no. Not so much. No.
See, I would like. I don't think I necessarily want a friends with benefits. Like I want something similar to it with like a little bit more emotion and intimacy. So what I'm saying is I want to have a relationship where, yeah, sex is a part of it. We travel, we spend time together, we have deep conversations. But if your mom dies, I don't have to go to the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but that's not. That would constitute.
What is that called?
That is friends with benefits. That is what a friends with benefits is supposed to be. However, that type of relationship that you're conveying, the type of woman that would date you and would be a compatible match would not participate in. You're basically asking to make the choice, like you're basically opting out of the responsibility of being emotionally available.
That is it. It's not even the emotionally available. Right. I try to opt out of responsibility. That is the most profound thing anybody has said to describe me. Because I've always known that, and I let people make whatever their assumptions are. I have no fear of commitment. I could be a one-woman man. That's never been my problem. My problem is when a woman is in love with a man, she worries. When a man is in love with a woman, he has responsibility. Like, that's it. That's not what I want. I just don't want the responsibility. I have no problems with being in love. I have every problem with having responsibility.
Right.
You see?
Yeah, so I think that's like, that might even be the type of person that the cuffing season, or the type of, I guess, demographic of people that the cuffing season, situation, I don't know, movement, whatever.
Appeals to.
Caters to, right, exactly.
But I don't participate. I don't do the cuffing season. I've already said in a couple of podcasts, I'm kind of reversed. I'm reversed. During the cuffing season, the sports keep me so entertained that I don't care.
You don't even have time for these hoes.
Right. Like, I don't care. So when the sports stop, that's when my cuffing season begins. So do you not like subscribe to since you are adamantly against cuffing season, do you not subscribe to like the spring or summer fling?
I guess it depends on what stage of life you're in and what, I guess that's a person by person basis. For myself, no. I'm like, I'm regimented like that. Like, if I have a crush on somebody, okay, getting back to let me just make a quick comparison. The girlfriend of mine who recently dumped a gamer who is a big loser, who's totally fine and not a fucking scratch on her. I've set her up recently with somebody that I thought that I liked for a while. Very motivated, very driven, very successful, great guy, not Jewish. A lot of incompatibilities, but amazing qualities that I wish I had found in somebody else, but I saw them in him. Both of these people want to be married within the next 2 years to this type of person, to a similar person like each other. So, like, this is a great idea. Where it goes, we're not really sure, but, like, at least we have a great idea, and, like, we're on to something. Like, moving on from this, like, irresponsible gaming man.
Yeah, I mean, not specifically just the gamer, but I think that would be a good topic. We should talk about setting friends up with, like, trying to match with other friends, because I have 2 very recent stories about that.
Oh, so do I.
Yeah, the two of my female friends, most recently, I don't know, it's been happening a lot the last couple of months, like ever since I turned 30-something, and my friends are trying to, like, hook me up with their friends, and I don't want that. I think that's a good topic. I think we can have a whole deep topic about that.
I mean, when I do it, though, it's not coming out of nothing. It's coming out of, like, deep thought, years of experience, thinking of you.
You're a qualified and experienced.
I had a shit show with the juice because someone,
Specifically, I think we should have an episode about friends trying to match make other friends.
Definitely.
and not necessarily like, and just the pitfalls, like how that happens. Because I don't do it at all. I mean, I'm good friends with the friends that I am, so they see a very different Keenan than a relation. Like I always tell them no, because I'm like, yo, you don't want to know anything about relationship Keenan that you don't know. Like you just don't want that. So I would always like tell them, nah, I'm good.
Relationship Keenan comes with a kung fu grip.
Yeah, it's a total. You gotta be built for war to handle that. Like it's not. It's not something that you want to put on a friend that you love. like to be in a relationship with me, it has to be, you have to trick me into thinking that I liked you up front. Like I can't. It's a weird balance.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like in the beginning, if like problems should be fixable, you should be excited about each other. That's like my point. In the beginning, none of any of this shit should be hard. You know what I mean? It should really be, that's if you're dating discriminatory. That's if you're being discriminatory in your dating. And I don't mean that judge somebody based on race and religion. If you are not attracted to
cooperation. That's
right.
all it is about cooperation. If up front I got to work for, like, if you're not cooperating with me up front, then I'm walking away. Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
There's nothing to fight for.
Right. See, like, there is a dude. See, I can never figure out. This is like a situation I'm trying to deal with at the moment. Someone who breaks up with, properly ends our, brief courtship and has done this a series of times now. I'm saying properly, like, I would assume I would never hear from him. Not, I will never hear from you again. Yeah. Not in a negative way. I'm saying, like, I would, I would not think to contact him, after that. Like, because again, I'm the girl you have to dump one time. And I've kind of revisited this and like thought about it. Okay, so there was someone that has broken up with me a couple of times, and I'm the girl you only have to break up with one time. He's come back to me, and it's always like anytime there's been a separation, I'm never going to fight for somebody. I'm past that. You know what I mean? That's the point I was trying to make. Is like, if I have to start to fight for you, like, I'm not going to even participate in that tug of war. It's either going to fall into place or it's not. And it could be, I'm not ready, you're not ready. Maybe we're almost like cosmically checking back in to see if it's time for us to really fall in love. Maybe that's what's happening here. But you know what? I'm going to just let that unfold with the evolution of time. I'm not making any solid commitments to this individual. To the best of my knowledge, this individual is not making any solid commitments to me. But it's like, if everything in the very beginning, and like I'm saying, the beginning of getting to like falling in love, like that all should be hammered out. Like you don't have to fight. You shouldn't be negotiating and fighting for shit at that point. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's almost like I have this analogy because I'm completely aware of my faults, and I'm kind of like you. I really don't do the fight over thing. Like I just don't do the fight. And
right.
It's weird because a girl that I kind of was seeing seriously, she said something to me, and it plays perfectly with this. So she goes, I feel like if I left, you wouldn't even care. That's right. That's her statement. And it's a very deep statement because to me, I understand where she's coming from with it, but the reality of it is if anybody leaves, the reality is you are supposed to move on.
That is code, by the way, for where is this going? That really is.
Yeah, I mean that's you are supposed. So yes, if she leaves, then I will be okay with her leaving because I have to be okay with her leaving. Now I probably could do better, not showing my nonchalantness up front, but that's what I am, a laid back, nonchalant dude. So that's what comes across with everything. I've had the same problems in jobs and like it's just that is me. But to force me to, it's like what I said earlier, to force me to care about something and now you have a problem with it, it's a weird thing. But I have this analogy for that in that conversation. To me, it's like if you sail across the Atlantic Ocean, right? That's a long journey that you need commitment and be committed to, right? But in that travel, if you're leaving from some dock, say Sag Harbor, whatever, you're leaving from the Hamptons somewhere, and the weather of the seas is bad. I'm saying that there's a storm, all of that. You don't leave, right? So that's kind of like how you're saying up front, it has to be smooth sail. Like up front, there shouldn't be a fight because if there is one up front, then we know we shouldn't go sailing. Like that's what people that's how nautics navigate, right? They're like, all right, well, we just can't go right now. But if that storm happens and you're already in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, now you got to fight to survive.
Right.
But you've already been through. So that's how I look at it as a relationship. Is like up front, it's got to be smooth sailing. But if we have time and we have already joined in this journey together, and in order to go across it, we got to fight, then both people need to fight to survive so that we can make it either back to New York or to wherever we were supposed to go, like Spain, whatever, you know?
Right, exactly. And like for people who come and go, you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to fight for you until I believe we have something going on that is truly
worth fighting for.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like I'm not going to open that door to problems with any individual. And it's like there are times if someone is, let's say, doing the back and forth and the on and off, okay, and it could be this is a person who needs to, it's not you. I'm saying provided they're not trying to just fuck you, okay? Like, let's put that aside. Like, unless this person is just trying to fuck you, that's a separate topic altogether. Provided there's, like, something sincere and emotional going on, while it's a practice that is not necessarily acceptable, what this person could really be doing is trying to check back in. Maybe it's just timing is bad, but when you've left an imprint on each other's heart a little bit, maybe that there's something that this person needs to correct about themselves, or there's something you need to correct. Like there could be a bond. It's almost like you're checking back in to find out. And at a certain point, you have to find out what those feelings are. But like in the very beginning, it shouldn't be all that difficult, right? Like the analogy with the beach. You're only getting on the ship when the skies are blue, the water is sparkling, and the sun is out and all is awesome, and you've checked the weather, everyone has cell phones, everyone is safe. That's when you're getting on the ship.
Exactly. Exactly.
The people that are trying to, well, I really think that if he got to know me, or if she this or that, or if she could overlook money, don't date a woman who has the hang up of overlooking money. Period. Don't date them at all. Don't try to convert and change people. If it's a cuffing season boyfriend, only fuck him if you're emotionally able to handle that.
Well, since you brought it back to the topic that we were on.
Yeah.
So like
if it's a gamer, make sure you can handle that nonsense. I can't.
We will end it right there.
Yep.
All right,
anyway,
guys. Y'all got anything to promote?
Actually, if you guys follow me on Twitter, I'm competing in a competition to win a spot at Broadway Comedy Club. I could appreciate all the votes I can get. I need to get at least 300 votes so I could win a spot. Right now I'm in 8th place. So follow me on Twitter. Message me at crotchshotradio@yahoo.com. Follow me on Twitter at LouisB1, or go to my blog, rantinglouisb.blogspot.com. Also, search for me on iTunes, on iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio, and search for The Crotch Shot Radio Show, and download my episodes for free. I cut loose there, and you're getting PG Louis here. You get the Louis B over there. So give me a listen.
All right, Your Majesty.
Well, okay, so I have a couple of shows coming up in October. I'll confirm date. The last Thursday, we are going to be headlining the He and She show at the Creek in the Cave at the last Thursday in October. We have some awesome, for Love and Play, we have some awesome topics coming up. We are going to be doing some topics on dating a girl with daddy issues. Can you find a quality woman who does not have a dad? We're going to be hitting on this beautiful model from Detroit, Michigan, Holly Parker, covering more on single parents. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Yael Meisels, and on SoundCloud, Urban Humor YM, Facebook, Yael Meisels, and like and share and download for Love and Play.
All right. And for me, everybody knows all the information is on my website, www.kenweaver.com, KeenanWeaver.com. And specifically, next week, I've been asked to do an internet show. So I will be doing Trending Tuesdays that starts on September 29th, right when this podcast is going to be coming out. So check out that. It's only on Twitter. And you can follow me on Twitter at KENWON22. Same thing for Instagram. And check that information out. This should be fun. I'll be talking about all topics that were like the biggest trending topics of the previous week.
Also, don't forget to hit up our blog for loveandplay.wordpress.com.
Hit up us with all your questions. Let us know what you think of the show.
All right, guys. Remember, keep loving, keep playing.
Keep playing. Have a great week and Happy New